Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I'm SamuraiT-X, and I'm Solitary. And the last part was pretty crazy. Why was Edgeworth helping us in the last part? I don't know, only he knows. But anyway, he told D. Vasquez to testify about after finding the body, so she did that, and we're about to cross-examine her. So let's go. Let's press. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manello arrive at the studios? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you. Press harder. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Milena's help. Oh? What did I just say? Did I not just say that I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costume? You should try to listen to people. You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy. But boy? The witness will continue her testimony. Sorry, guys. The assistant was there too. Only Powers was absent. Oh, yeah, only Powers was absent, sorry. Yeah, that was just me reading it again, sorry. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Yeah, so he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember what? There was a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm. You certainly seemed calm when I accused you of murder. Press harder. Wait a second, wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around? You discover a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go for looking for the missing person? I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez? Logically speaking, perhaps, but no one there was thinking very logically, I assume. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers didn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting that location. No one noticed he was missing. Poor Powers. Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez, you may continue. Push and press on him. What was everyone else doing at the time? No one said a thing. It was silent, completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry I'm late. Then silence, dead silence. Yep, just like this courtroom's gone into dead silence. Silent. Hey Nick, why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up. Press. Hold back, the security lady? Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? She said it because she saw him go towards the studio. Right, the steel samurai. Press harder. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seemed to have given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all this after the fact. That photograph being the one taken by the security camera. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. I don't think there's anything I can use. Press. You asked to be left out? Yes. It seems that everyone else was questioned, and I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully, the studios thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that we were in a meeting. There was no way we could have been involved, thus they covered for us. Covered for you? Or covered it up for you? There must have been a lot riding on it, with those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they did require questioning. Press on that. The script and your direction notes? Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have have stolen. No, I guess not, Persona. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio 1 for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I understand. I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murderer after all. Who could think of rehearsing after that? Oh yeah, I guess. Very well. Miss Vasquez, please continue. What the? Edgeworth, why are you helping us again? Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Huh? Think. Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She wouldn't have known there. She would have known. She would have to have known about the murder before going to Studio 1. Sorry about my reading today, it's pretty terrible. Order! Mr. Edgeworth! What you just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense? Epic bow. I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. Neither can I, and I don't think anyone else can. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense? What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I have perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal. Very well. This will change your testimony to reflect this reason. I knew that Mr. Hammer was injured, and I couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. But how do you know it was Hammer? And besides, you're wrong. It's not Hammer. It's Mr. Powers that was injured. Just because you weren't there the action scene run through. And no, it wasn't Jack Hammer that was injured, it was Will Powers. Because he broke the spear as well while he got injured during that day. So, present that photo. You knew that Hammer was injured? Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. What? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Yes, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg in this photo. But that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said it. It was Sal who told me. That's right. He must have gotten it wrong. I think no. Mr. Manila was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez? Well, Mr. Manila was there, so that's out of the question. You saw Jack Hammer limping. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manila. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes. Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured? Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. And when was he doing this? Well, it would have been after he put on Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2, where he was murdered. Exactly. Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in the Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That was why you thought Mr. Hammer who had been... That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. Order! I will have order. Witness, can you refute this claim? Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. Why are all the real killers so persistent? Why in the world did I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death, nothing. she would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there was a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does this defense have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive? Actually, I think we can. That photo from 5 years ago, it still has a big part in her murdering Jack Hammer. Okay, I have proof and I'll show it to you. I present to the court evidence as to Miss Vasquez's motive to this murder. As I said, this has some answers to it. Jack Hammer's killed someone important here, I think. And it's someone close to Miss Vasquez, so... yeah. This is my proof. This is the photo from before? This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was in the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began on that day 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed on him down, no doubt. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to the present day, and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star. One moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here, yet you've only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed D. Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have? Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have had no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me, and I would never get rid of useful men. It is a policy of mine. Mr. Wright, please explain to Miss Vasquez's motive for murder. Well, we don't have no evidence, and, well, she had no I don't think she had a motive. I think Jack Hammer's the one that really had the motive. I think he had the motive to kill D. Vasquez because, after all, Jack Hammer's lost fame, so she had no motive. She had no motive, Your Honor. What's that now? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intended to kill Miss Vasquez. What? Oh God. Oh wow. So I was right, that was Jack Hammer's main motive. Your Honor? Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai's costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for that purpose, you ask? For what purpose, you ask? To kill D. Vasquez, who so cruelly taken advantage of him all these years. Oh God. So you did it, didn't you? Yes. I am guilty. It was me. Oh wow. Someone call an ambulance. There's blood everywhere. We're too late. Miss Vasquez. What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Manuel. Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm. No, how could you do this? It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing the action scene and... No, Manuel! Don't touch him, Miss Vasquez. No! Please don't die. Please. Well, congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again. looks like that's the end of the trial. Looks like she's admitted to killing Jack Hammer. Mr. Edgeworth, where's these Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor, as calm as collector's error. I see. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Did the patriarch report about yet another miracle? I thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle. Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty! Confetti in the courtroom! Hooray! If only real courtrooms was like that. That is all. Court is adjourned. Yep, it's over.
October 20th, 1:12 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. We finally win the trial. Will Powers is cleared. He's not guilty. Dee Vasquez admitted to killing Jack Hammer, even though she didn't have a motive. Well, she killed him in self-defense. So, that's it really. It's over. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much, Bob.
I'm just glad you're okay.
Yes, but it's sad. I know that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez. But to think that he tried to frame me for murder, it makes me sad, Bob. Tell me why, Mr. Wright.
Huh?
Tell me. Why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me?
Let me see the evidence. Well. I think it's the book. Well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to blame you because, it's because you were the Steel Samurai. See? It's because he's the Steel Samurai, basically.
Because I was the Steel Samurai, Bob.
Mr. Hammer was once a big star. Once. While he was reduced to acting in a kids show and as a villain to boot. The kids loved the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you.
I think I understand, Bob. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him any time.
I think you're missing the point.
Thank you. I'm just glad it's over.
So am I. So am I.
Congratulations, WP. Oh. Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more, Bob. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume, man. Is something wrong?
No, of course not. Nick, Edgeworth. Oh God, he's grumpy. Look at that face, he's miserable. Say something, Wright. I'm not good at small talk. Huh? What? That was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers.
Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar. Well, I'm not gonna doubt Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe he is a Steel Samurai fan. I'm not gonna say nothing, but maybe he is. Right. I must say I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years.
Meet again?
However, in retrospect, it would have been better if we had not met. Thanks to you, I am saddled with unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings? Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix, right? Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you. Man, Edgeworth, man. What's up with that dude?
Mr. Wright? Is this guy your friend?
What? Friends? As if. They're rivals. Rivals, right, Nick? For now we are, I guess. Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick, tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth? And so the curtains close on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought of its programming change. They went from back to making kid shows again. Oh god. Pink Princess.
Nick, this is it. The new show starts today. You're going to watch it with me, right?
I'll admit I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it.
You have to buy the train cards too, okay? You have to trade with Cody and the assistant.
Fine, I'll do it.
Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? I wonder if they'll show his real face this time.
I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real world powers. The end. And a new episode. Turnabout goodbyes. Well, folks, when we come back, folks, we will play the fourth case. Until then, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys later.